Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Hey, you like that headline? 50s in the near future. Not a ton of 50s and also some up and down weather. But yeah, we're heading in the right direction if you're ready for spring. Now, if you're ready for some sunshine, again today we do get some of that sunshine as it looks like, just some cloudiness, some patches of cloudiness. So it's not an entirely sunny day. It's not an entirely cloudy day, even in the UP. For those of you folks in the UP, you'll get a little bit of sunshine off and on today. Hey there. Good morning, Stacy Nag from Genesee and T. Shahini. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Good morning. All right. Here is the model that we're going to look at for today, and it's the European model. Let me get you a better perspective. Let me get you actually a closer in. No, I don't want a closer in. I want to show you the U.S. Sorry. So here we go. Today, no weather as far as precipitation goes to speak of, and we will get into a windy condition this afternoon. This is this afternoon, this evening, winds gusting to 30, 40 miles an hour, at least on the west side of the state, as the warmer air tries to come in for tomorrow. And we go through tomorrow, still no travel problems. We go into Thursday and we get what I call, or what meteorologists call, a backdoor cold front. That's where, as a cold front normally comes in from the west or northwest, a backdoor cold front comes in from the northeast, usually off of a big nor'easter storm, and the cold air will kind of back into our area from the northeast, and it's a raw cold because of that Lake Huron. Hey, let me fix my camera a little bit too. This is live, folks. Yes, this is actually live and not taped. And I apologize in advance if my dog goes crazy too here shortly because he hears me talking. All right, so into Friday. No weather on the way. Still in the influence of that backdoor cold front and the northerly wind. So I don't want to portray the image that this is just flat out a warm forecast. This is some chilly to cold days, and it's some windy, relatively mild days. Weekend, dry conditions. Sunday, all right, now you're seeing the red lines. That's the warmer temperatures aloft. Now you're seeing them start to come in from the west, southwest by late Sunday and into our area on Monday and Tuesday. So we're looking at mild conditions next week. And then a storm forms to our west. Important difference in the storm track from winter. Storm tracks to the west pull the warm air up our way. So that's why we're talking by Wednesday of next week. That pattern to me looks like it could be 50 to 60 degrees in, maybe much of lower Michigan, maybe even up to Traverse City, maybe even up toward the Straits. Catherine, you'd love to see Bagel once a week? Okay, I could probably work on that. I'm sure he would love to do that too. Barry Schaefer, when do you think would be the first 60 degree? If you're talking southern lower, let's say if you're talking from Grand Rapids to Flint southward, I would say that the possibility exists next Wednesday of our first 60 degree reading. And of course, March cold fronts have wind behind them and have a resurgence of some 20 and 30 degree cold temperatures. So March is a cruel month. It gets you hopeful, and then there it goes after that. I figured I'd show you this. Total snowfall next 60 hours. What's that? 2.5 days. Not much to speak of. Model wants to put a trace here and there. We can buy that, right? All right, high temperatures now, and this will highlight the up and down nature of our temperatures here in early March, mostly averaging warmer than normal. Lori Hensler, is snow done for Grand Rapids? No. March 2nd, we'd be crazy to think that snow would be done. I think we're probably 2 or 3 more accumulating snows, whether it's that much or this much, and probably one more snowstorm, maybe not one more snowstorm, but snow is probably not done. Anthony Scannell from Detroit, good morning to you. Kathy Herzog brings up a good question. Yesterday was windy and cold. Did March come in like a lion? It wasn't terrible, but it certainly wasn't lamb-like either. So what is it? Did March come in like a lion or a lamb? I have no idea because there's no scientific measuring of whether it's a lion or a lamb. So here's today's high temperatures, and we are warmer than yesterday by some 10 degrees. Here's tomorrow's high temperatures for Wednesday, making it into the mid 40s, upper 30s to low 40s, northern half of the state. Now, remember, I told you backdoor cold front on Thursday, so you'll notice the thumb, northeast, the sunrise side, the beautiful sunrise side, Alpena, Tawas, Oscoda, all that area, Whittemore, Prescott. You get the cold first, and then, hey, good morning, Gina Lynn from Westland. And then Friday is a chilly day, but in the southwest, you don't get as much of that cooling from the backdoor cold front. So Grand Rapids, you make it to 42, and Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, you make it to 42 as well. Then Saturday, we're trying to inch up to near 40. Then Sunday, I showed you that southwesterly wind returns. We make it to the mid 40s. And then Monday, we're into the low 50s. And if you look at the very southwest corner of the screen, you see 60s in Iowa. And yes, if this model were to be true, it's 8 days out, but Wednesday we'd be into a southerly flow, showers, and we could head towards 60 degrees for one day, because remember, we still have cold fronts and we still have the cold air packed behind these cold fronts. Not extreme cold, not January or February type cold. We have early March type cold, which surprisingly feels very brutal at times, doesn't it? All right, now leave you with one last thing: 6 to 10 day temperature and precipitation forecast. 6 to 10 day forecast. I'm going to write about this in just a moment here on MLive. Strong chance of warmer than normal conditions. 8 to 14 day forecast. Still strong chance of warmer than normal conditions, wetter than normal conditions. Jesse Bamberg wants to know, are we going to see another snowstorm? I would suspect that we will. Probably depends on where you're at. Detroit, Jackson, you might have a tough time having it. Grand Rapids, Flint, Saginaw, yeah, you have a possibility. Traverse City, Alpena, the UP, yeah, probably put it in the books. You always have some sort of snowstorm in March or April. So there we have it. We're talking kind of off and on spring mixed with some late winter conditions. We do have quite a bit of sunshine in this forecast. Every day, since there's no major storm system until next Wednesday, every day could have at least half sunny to maybe a few of these days almost entirely sunny conditions. So things are getting there. March is a cruel month. We know that. A slow month, but if you want spring, here it goes. I was thinking about a little poetry this morning. I was, just ad-libbing off my head. Spring. I would not want to be spring. Spring is so scrutinized. Some people want a little warmer spring. Some people want a little longer spring. Some want less wind in spring. Some people want the flowers to last longer. Some want the wind to not be as strong. Spring is the most scrutinized month that everybody wants it to live up to perfection, and it rarely ever does. Spring passes, the best part of spring passes in about a week, typically, sometime in early May, and then we jump to a summer pattern. You miss it, and it's very much like the fall peak colors. It sneaks up on you. It's there. If you don't enjoy it for 3 or 4 days, it's gone. And you say, oh, fall colors weren't that great. So I wouldn't want to be spring. If I was a season, I wouldn't want to be spring, because you're always the most highly scrutinized season that we have. All right, a couple of bye-byes. Dave Merkiel, can't wait to spring. Good morning to you. Carolyn Hannaford, likes my analysis of spring. Says, no kidding. Spring is always over scrutinized. Zora Brown, good morning. Bonnie Bowling, good morning. Kyle Williams, ready for spring. So I guess it's official, folks. I can finally say that we are all ready for spring, except maybe a few of the last diehard ice anglers and snowmobilers. And of course, you folks that snowplow for a living that didn't make a whole lot of a living this winter. I do understand that. That does happen in Michigan. We do have highly variable winters. That's why I always encourage somebody that's just going to make their living off of snowplowing, come up with another side gig, in case it doesn't snow. Take care. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.